now. This morning. There's coffee. Anybody wants? Yes, thank you.
At this time, I'd like to call the meeting order and look at the meetings of September the 16th and any additions or approvals.
Or are we gonna, you're not, okay, we
Just
can do that,
one-
do that first. I was gonna say, it says on the agenda library and reports first, but we can get rid of the minutes first. That's fine. Yeah, so everyone take a minute to look them over. Don't trust me. Make sure I was accurate in what I said.
Under C2,
Mm-hmm.
it should be upstairs back door. It's
The
not
lock
an-
on the upstairs back door, okay,
because it's not an outside.
okay. You don't see anything else?
Did you maybe list the attendance of the head librarians?
Oh, I haven't been,
Oh, okay.
but
Because they're listed in.
they're listed when you give your reports. Yeah, does that seem okay to everyone?
Yes.
Okay.
Motion to approve.
Okay. Motion made to approve.
Okay.
Second,
Second. Okay.
okay, all those in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Now we'll do
Mhm.
September the
October 10th,
October.
and we didn't, you notice we really didn't. Well,
Can I have initials on the front page for just anymore?
okay. Is that accurate what I said, but you said moved?
That all looks right to me.
Motion
to approve.
Okay.
So you made the motion.
Second.
Sure. second.
Okay.
May I have initials on that stuff?
And-
Thank you.
All those approve, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Now we'll do the October 10th.
Oh, no, that's all.
Yeah.
Today's October.
Today's October 21st, so, yeah, okay, that's okay. I'm good, but I can't do the minutes before we have a meeting. I'll work on that. Yeah.
I forgot one more.
Okay, that's
Okay,
okay.
we'll have the library report.
Okay, yeah, the library.
So we've got 3 with us today. Peggy's recovering from surgery.
Right.
Tessa is sitting with her grandparents. They need round the clock care now. Roy, doctor's appointment. So, Regina, you want to go first?
Sure. Everything's going good. We continue to process books. It's been real busy. Charlotte went down to the basement and went through a bunch of the books down there, and there's a lot that needs to just
Disappear.
go. Yeah, so many, and we're just gonna have to take a day and just start putting stuff in the dumpster.
Tuesday, that's when they come and pick it up.
We're gonna have to take a day and start putting stuff in the dumpster, because those law books, old law books and stuff like that, and people's personal files and stuff like, I mean, it's ridiculous what all is donated.
Old textbooks.
Yeah, textbook,
Did I never sent you, the only thing about the old textbooks is the prison project, Appalachian Prison Project. Did I send you that?
You mentioned it to me, but I don't think you sent it.
Okay, because that's the one thing, they will take.
So they'll take old
textbooks.
textbooks?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, so it's, I'll,
okay, we'll have to keep that.
yeah, I mean, I hate.
We've talked about that before.
Yeah, I mentioned it and I thought I'd send it out.
And it's called,
Just me, Appalachian, prison books, yeah, Prison Book Project. That's the name of it, and I can send you the link right now.
that would be great.
Yeah.
We have shifted and weeded and done some more of that. And it seems, I think things are really working out that where we do it more often now, instead of trying to do it like once a year,
Yeah.
everybody get in there and do it.
Yeah.
Where we're doing it more often, I think that's really helping a lot, because it keeps the shelves from getting overfull and
So you started doing it on a regular basis.
yeah, it's helps people find what they're looking for easier, So.
A good example of that is if you look at our juvenile section right out here, the shelf that you can see right here. There's actually space at the end now because we shifted it around onto the small shelf on the other side. So it's a lot easier for people to find things. It's not all crammed in together.
Yeah, it makes it much easier. But we're just plugging along, doing the same things that we did last month. Yeah.
Well, I guess my biggest news is that Friday, I've got 2 older great granddaughters.
Oh, great, congratulations.
They made me 7. Not granddaughter, 5 great granddaughters. 2 great grandsons. We're still waiting patiently, try to be patient. And we're going to try to get our coloring and conversation started back. We've decided we're not going to get it. We've got some of those folks, that was their one thing that we've done that for years, and so they're anxious to get it started back. So we're going to try in November. We've bought some new paints and not paints, but markers and crayons and things like that for this. So I'm trying to get in touch with some of them to see if it's the same days or whatever works.
Donna has really missed it.
Yeah, she had. So she's one, and she even brought us some coloring books, so we have some stuff. She's anxious to get started. My visit for molasses at school was pretty successful. I came the closest to getting spit on that.
Was it the Cowan?
No, it's a Letcher. I go to Letcher.
Oh, Letcher, okay.
And I did get it in my hand, but I didn't get it in my face. But that is my favorite thing I do every year. I'll say, they'll look and they especially little boys, they want to think they're really brave. And I just barely could have tasted like something. And they will look, and I'll say, no, you don't have to. Nobody has to taste it, doesn't it? And they'll look at me. And they'll say, yeah, and then they'll back up, and then sometimes they will, and without fail, 99% of the time, I'll say, did you like it? And they'll go, whole time they're going, wow. But then that's what they do, their activity they do after that is they make their own gingerbread.
Oh,
So you
okay.
get to see it really does taste good.
Right.
I'll be going back to school actually on Halloween Day to do my Halloween stories with the primary grades. And I was at a funeral visitation this past weekend, and one of the teachers come up and said, I need that scratch scratch story. I said, I'll come tell the scratch scratch story. So they do remember. And I'll also be doing treats for for the Head Start thing. So I was just saying to them about. And then on Halloween night, I will be handing out treats for, actually, the Mission Baptist Church there in town does a hot dog, free hot dog supper and all. Any of them set up, we just sort of set up in a circle there in town and, most of the kids in that vicinity come through there. And, we still just trying to keep everybody at bay. I'm some great things. Wait.
Thank you, Grace.
Things at Watford are going good. We have, or Brian actually came and found where the leak was in the computer lab downstairs. It turns out the downspout next door had been disconnected and was running water into a puddle on the side of the building and was just sitting up against the side of the building, eventually draining through the wall and into the computer lab. So, yeah.
So you're sending Joel Beverly a bill or?
We had it fixed for a while,
Yeah.
and then the pressure of the water in the downspout disconnected it.
Oh.
But they hooked it back up and now it seems to fix the problem. There's not water running into the computer lab.
Wonderful. Good.
We have been having some issues with our internet stuff. PBS cable came by Friday or Saturday? I think Friday. And they said that we're losing a lot of signal between the pole and the building. And they want to run a new cable from the pole to the building. They were going to wait to come in today to talk to Tyrell here about that, to kind of determine where they need to run it because of possible future plans about fixing our network stuff in the building. And Ty will tell you more about that in a minute. We've been trying to get a bunch of different projects done, the shifting and the weeding and all the regular maintenance stuff that we have to do on a daily basis. Has been continuing. The library's looking a lot better. It's a lot easier to find stuff. We moved our Kentucky fiction books in with our regular fiction books. It's been maybe about 2 months ago, 3 months ago. And before that, our Kentucky fiction books had not been going out because people don't know to look. When people go looking for fiction books, they typically go to the adult fiction section. They don't go to the Kentucky section. Now we've seen, I would say at least once a day, we find Kentucky fiction books on the return shelf because of people bringing stuff back, which is great.
Right.
So a lot of the local authors and stuff like that are getting a lot more presence, which has been wonderful.
Nice.
Yeah, that's what you want. Yeah.
But yeah, we've got a lot of projects going and things are looking good.
Wonderful. Sure you guys heard about the shooting at the courthouse. As soon as somebody came in and told us that there was an active shooter at the courthouse, that was the first thing we'd heard about it. I locked the front door immediately, got her to sit down somewhere, went to lock the back door and check on everybody in the building. And no, it's not like there's a whole lot we could do. So I got the water for yoga and handed out waters and asked people to stay clear of the front. And then we just kind of tried to check on what was going on and keep everybody safe. I did speak to a professor from EKU who was writing for the New York Times. So if you search New York Times and my name, I have like a sentence or two. Let's see what else. Dr. Chandra Shekhar, is that
Chandra Shaker.
Chandra Shekhar from the Mountain Heart. They're closing down and he's going to Pikeville Medical Center.
Yeah.
So they asked if we wanted to buy some stuff. So I went and looked and we got a couple of plastic work carts and some metal carts that we need to replace casters on and some other like helpful things. Grace, I got you a scale to replace the one that was lost in the flood. Cause they
Right
were,
here.
I have waited for people to come to.
Oh, good.
No.
Right, before they can
Years
even get a
ago,
book.
we had these backs of them.
Right. Sure,
So
right.
everyone in black.
Before you get a
took
book.
their way.
Oh,
When
that's
they came
good,
in
yeah.
there.
anytime I would go to
Yeah.
black, I would step on the scale.
Mhm.
And I've checked it. I checked it before we took it from the Mountain Heart Center and then checked it again when we got it here. And it's still accurate.
Okay, good, yeah, because it can be messed up, I guess.
Yes. The two big meetings that I went to in Louisville were really good. If you read my report, you know
Mhm.
what happened at both of those. The candidate forum, I've scheduled for a week from tomorrow. If you know any of the people that are running for office, and I have the sample ballots, this is what they gave me at the clerk's office. this
Wonderful,
time.
good.
If you know any of the people that are running, please let them know we're doing this, so they have a chance to come and introduce themselves.
So who is confirmed? I know Matt Butler said he'd be here. Who
And
else?
I'm gonna assume that Tessa is gonna be here.
Mhm.
Uh, Mitchum Addison Whitaker,
Yeah,
Addison, he said he's
Mhm.
coming. That's really it. I haven't heard from Mike Watts or anybody else, and I tagged as many like offices and
Mhm.
people as I could that I knew would know people. So I'm gonna like bump that Facebook post and see if it can get us more.
of course, Mike Watts is running unopposed and Addison Whitaker's running unopposed,
Yeah.
but still, that's no reason for
Yeah.
them not to.
Addison said he,
Right, yeah.
and
We call
He
it
should
Letcher.
come and take questions from people,
He
even
should.
if he's, you know, some candidates don't, but we could just play music too.
we do, we don't take questions
call.
from the audience because I don't want it to get
Right.
crazy.
Oh, okay. So how do you do that then? You just let them speak?
I have questions that is basically the same for everybody. Why should we vote for you?
Right.
And
But could someone not pass you a question?
they could,
Yeah.
and then they would know whether or not I choose to ask the question right
Right.
then.
Okay. What kind of question would you not want to ask?
I don't know.
I can't think.
I haven't had any that I
Right.
would, but I
Yeah.
like to get them beforehand.
Sure,
So
yeah.
that if I'm asking of one person, I want to make it
Consistent,
adaptable
sure,
to
yeah.
everybody.
Mhm. Right. Okay.
And the audit starts tomorrow.
Oh, okay.
That's
Who comes to do the audit? Is it?
Chris Gooch
Right.
sends a team.
Okay.
It's usually Lisa Wheeler and her, whose last name I do not remember, and sometimes there's
What are these? Mine's completely blank.
So this is the annual audit, or this is okay?
this is the annual audit. This year it's the same as it has been in the past. Next year, since we're going to be doing and using more than $750,000 of federal funds to pay for stuff, which is construction, then we'll have to get a special single audit. It's got a name that I can never remember, but Chris already knows that we're going to need it for next year.
What's the cutoff again? 750,000
of federal funds. Not all that we got is federal. Some of it's
Right.
from the state.
Right.
I'm sure there are other things that I'm forgetting to tell you, but that's pretty much it. For me.
What about the treasurer's report?
That's where we're next.
Yeah, that's next.
Did I give you guys all? Did everybody get an August and a September? Okay.
August 1st.
August,
I did
and
not have an August.
Oh, you don't?
here you go. August, for the general fund, checking account is $661,020.14. In the money market account, it's $506,529.23. In the CD, it's $103,887.19. And in the petty cash account, it was $259.69 for a total of $1,271,696.25. And then in the state fund checking account is $1,056,008.62 for a grand total of 2,300.
2 million.
Yes, sorry, I
Right.
always do that one. 2,327,704.87. And the state fund is where the FEMA funds went in.
Right, so that's committed for the. Well,
Some of it
some of it,
was reimbursement for the elevator and the emergency measures that I took when the flood happened. Like
okay,
getting Lewis Brothers and Serve Pro to clean out and dehydrate buildings.
right, so it's reimbursement, it's not,
Some of it's reimbursement, some of it's in advance.
right, okay, I was thinking we got some of it.
Yes, we've already
Okay.
gotten the money for funding Neon. And
Right,
it's in
okay.
there. Okay, for the September,
I don't think you need to read each of those line items, does anyone?
okay,
No, I mean, I think it's, unless there's some reason for the recording that we need to
No,
do that.
this is not correct, you know.
Right, but
No.
if this is correct, then I think we
Yeah,
can
it's-
just,
it's
yeah,
numbers.
And anything I can do in the form of being the treasurer, you know, I come in early, just let me
Mhm.
know.
Okay,
mhm,
Yeah.
I will.
And in terms of signing checks, I don't mind to come in and sign any check,
Okay,
but you'll have to
Mhm.
call me to do that.
okay,
right,
Yeah.
yeah,
I would prefer to be the one to do that. And if I'm not, I really don't want to be treasurer.
oh, really, so
Yeah.
you feel like.
Yeah, I
prefer to-
I
Yeah,
don't understand why.
I
I'm
checked
not-
with my sister, CPA, and she said
Mhm.
best.
one person signing the
I
check.
think it's illegal. I don't know if you know that. Yeah, I think it's illegal if anybody signs them other than the treasurer.
Well, there's
Chris-
too many hands.
Gooch has
Yeah.
never said anything about it in the past.
Right, and we all
And he's
went
always
over-
told us to get everybody as a sign.
Yeah, we went over to the bank, remember, and
Yeah,
did that,
I
but
do
yeah,
remember that, but I really don't know of any agencies that do this. That have more than one person signing it. That's not the treasurer. And maybe you might have an assistant treasurer.
mm-hmm,
Yeah. So,
Yeah.
but you know, however you want to operate that, I just, you know I'm not signing any checks. And I know I'm not getting the report prior to the meeting, so.
Oh, I got the report this morning.
Yeah. Okay.
oh, so you didn't have. much
Yeah.
prior to the meeting.
So I just want to be above board, is what I'm
Mhm.
saying.
And when you went to the libraries, the conference, did you ask about whether other libraries had monthly signing, did you?
I did.
Okay, what did
I heard the gambit of
Right,
answers. We
okay.
can switch to signing checks at the meeting, but it's gonna take time and steps, and it would have to be like voted in as a
Policy.
policy
Policy,
change.
yeah,
And it would take a long time to get everybody used to sending their stuff in like 2 weeks early or a week early to get the checks printed.
right.
'Cause
Are
it-
there some things that are on auto pay or not?
The health insurance is on auto pay.
Okay.
A lot of the like regular monthly bills, like
Mhm.
electrical, telephones, I'm paying those. Just I'll take an afternoon and pay a bunch of bills.
Online, so you don't
Online.
need a signature, right?
Right. And then that's actually what's in my director's financial report, although
Mhm.
all of these are bills that I just pay.
Okay, that you don't need to check.
Right.
So, okay. Well, so I understand where you're coming from, Cheryl, if you wanna I mean, if that's how she feels as being treasurer, she wants to be, then instead of just posting, I have some checks to sign,
Okay.
you know, because I'm just close and I'm happy
Sure.
to do it, but I think.
Yeah, I don't
understand
know
you
what
want
the
it,
board
yeah.
policy is.
I don't think we have.
I don't think it's in the,
No problem.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, there needs to be one,
Yeah.
is what I would
Yeah.
suggest.
Okay. Well, do we want to,
I can craft a policy that includes getting checks ready before the meeting and having the treasurer be the main signer on checks that
Mhm.
we need a board member to sign on?
right.
Or two people, but you know,
Mhm.
I would think there would need to be at least two.
Right.
Need two signers, but one
Yeah.
treasurer.
Well, since I'm close, well, could I be the assistant treasurer?
Yeah.
And then that means a change to the
that's-
policy manual, but that's okay.
When I write it, you can just. blot
That's
it
a
out.
lot
I
off
will.
of you, Alita.
Yeah.
I'm
That's a
sorry?
lot of responsibility off of you. You're not the sole person to be overseeing this whole thing.
Right, yeah.
Oh, I'd still have to oversee stuff. Like
But
bringing
then
the check.
being the sole person is what it said, being the only
Mhm.
person over it.
Hmm. Okay, so let's see, where do I put that? in the minutes?
Until we get the change made,
Mhm.
since so much stuff is happening at Fleming Neon, and I should
Mhm.
be going there on a regular basis anyway. I can just bring you the checks, Cheryl.
Okay,
Mhm.
I mean, yeah, I mean, if I just have a day to know when to come instead of, you know,
Mhm.
any day,
Okay.
Right.
day or two or a day a week.
Mhm.
So I can give you heads up as soon as I pick up the checks and let you know when, and ask when you want to meet.
Okay.
Okay. Somebody want to make a motion to approve the treasurer's reports?
I make a motion to approve the treasurer's report.
Okay, sure.
I second it.
Okay. Matt. All those in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, same sign, motion carries.
Okay. Director's financial report and Amazon report. Amazon's on the back.
Oh.
It's
Okay. Is it just,
just one page.
it's one page? Oh, so we've got extras.
Yeah.
Felt like
and
one.
So thick,
I,
no, there's two, yeah. We're not done. Does anyone else want to see?
you know, if you have any questions.
I like how you have programming Weisberg, programming Lackey. I like that.
That breakdown? Mhm.
Now, is this yours, Alita, or is this the Chris Gooch?
This is me.
Okay, I like her.
But Chris, a few years ago, asked me to start doing this. So, and it's changed over the time.
Mhm. Okay.
I know it'd be a lot to ask, but on a Walmart card, $1,619.
That's all 4 branches. And I was thinking that I might need to request the people that have cards make a report similar to this.
Right,
So that
a
we know
breakdown.
what they're spending on, and I think that was actually 2 months.
I have a question, Alita, and I don't know if this is a good time, but can you explain to me how the internet is paid through E-rates, and then you said you pay through another means too.
We pay for the internet and E-rate reimburses us.
Okay.
We fill out a bear form and I actually just did that
Okay.
for Jenkins, and I think we get it. I forget who all we made them. Some of them are discounted and some of them we pay and then we get reimbursed from E-rate. And
Okay, so you actually get your internet through an entity, but then you get reimbursed through E-rates.
Mhm.
Okay, all right. That's wonderful.
And you get it through Thacker Grigsby, right?
some of them are.
Or TVS cable. Oh, it depends.
Thacker Grigsby is TVS cable, and that's here in Blackie.
Right.
Jenkins is
Windstream,
Windstream.
Fleming is Intermountain.
Yeah. Fleming Neon does not have, well, yeah, they do have Intermountain, and we're gonna.
It's being redone right now. For what we know, it's
We
they're
hope.
working on it.
They tell you.
We hope.
Yep.
Actually, I just had a Zoom meeting with Lauren Abner, who is the tech person for KDLA, who helps us through filling out the forms for E-rate. And we spent an hour together filling out bear forms online.
I'm working with Intermountain Cable right now, and I think I have been working with them since January, and but I have lots of conversation with them about what's going on in our community, Fleming Neon, and so I don't think the mayor of Fleming Neon is very happy with it. So he is maybe taking some other measures to make sure Main Street Fleming Neon gets
Good
internet.
internet.
Yeah, just which would be you with your library.
Yes.
Yeah.
And there's actually two sections to E-rate. There's the section that helps us pay for internet and the section that helps us provide the internet capability. So network, just so the equipment that we purchased for Fleming Neon that Ty's gonna put into us. And I'm tying this into
Tie.
Ty, yes.
Tying into tie.
And all the network stuff, cable and keystones and switches and stuff like that, they pay like 90%, and then we pay the other 10%. And we can do a set number of amount of projects over a certain period of years, which is based on our square footage of public buildings. And that brings us to, can somebody make a motion to approve director's financial?
I make a motion to approve director's financials.
Mhm.
I made the motion.
And I know, and I have a copy of the list of what Ty wants to do. But if he can wait until April for the majority of it and apply for a spin number, then we can
Do I have a
get.
second?
Oh, yes. I second.
Okay,
Thank you.
Okay.
all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, same sign, motion carried.
So if Ty can wait until April and apply for a spin and I have to do something with like sam.gov, then we can have like a huge discount on what he wants to do in this building also.
And what about for Blackie? Can
Um,
they have stuff too? I
Oh,
mean,
yeah.
Okay,
Yeah, we gotta do it one thing at a time.
Okay, so I missed a whole, so what are we saying? Ty hasn't made his report yet, but
Not
you're
yet,
talking about,
But I'm saying that because of E-rate, we can save money
okay,
on what he wants to do in this building.
oh, okay. Because you can't apply until April,
April,
okay,
not for this funding. I mean, this coming funding. We've already missed it for the year we're in now, but in April, we can apply early for 25.
okay,
Take it away.
okay.
I'll give these to y'all.
Okay. More paper, yay.
I know you should see my, in my little office.
I
It's
know.
full of library papers.
we're jumping ahead to Ty because I know we're waiting
Right,
for
underneath.
TVS to come and.
Oh, okay, thank
Ty, are
you.
you Ty Miller?
Yep.
Okay.
Mhm.
TY?
Okay, good.
And, yeah,
Ty used to
so-
be our IT guy here.
For those of y'all that don't know me, I'm Tyrell Miller. I was the IT manager for the library for about 4 years, starting from 2012 to 2014. So I'm with this Letcher.
Oh, this is so nice.
Mhm.
I now work for Park Medical Center and have since then gained a lot more knowledge about everything since I was here. So it allows me to do things like this to help bring the library up to speed. So the library has been in dire need of a network refresh for years and years.
Like
Um,
10 years
so-
probably.
yeah, since
Mhm.
basically since before I was here.
Right.
So one of the main things that the library used to have was a security appliance called a sonic wall. This prevented, just general cybersecurity issues, things of that matter. It created a content filter so people couldn't get to things that they shouldn't be getting to. It also protected them from, any like identity theft, things like that. The Sonic Wall has been out of subscription since
It's like 5 years.
2018 or something like that, I think was when it ran out.
Mhm.
So there's been no cybersecurity since then.
So this is the Ubiquit.
Yes,
See?
the Ubiquity Dream Machine Promax Gateway.
I don't
It's-
think we should wait on that.
Yeah.
But everything else, yes.
Yeah.
If possible.
Yeah, we should
Right.
do that.
Okay.
So that the Dream Machine kind of acts as the brains of the operation. It's going to replace, the router, a few other things like it's going to handle a lot of stuff. It will create a new content management filter, and we'll be able to create some policies and everything to kind of help out with some stuff. And then the Promax 24 PoEs, those are the new switches. There will be one for upstairs, one for downstairs. I opted for one that's a little bit more expensive than the other ones. It's like $100 difference. But the reason for it is that it has what they call ether lighting. So the ports will light up different colors based on what the issue is going on with. So that that makes it so that if something's going on, then you guys can call me, hey, this port's red. What does that
And
mean?
you'll know.
And I'll know.
And then stop.
Yeah.
That's nice.
Then you have the U7 access points. Those will replace the current Wi-Fi. Which, we've had issues with that here and everything. They have more port channels, which allows for greater bandwidth and also allows for greater range. And then everything else, the uplink cables, it's connected for the switches back to the gateway, patch cables, patch panels, PDU power strip. There's also on this a small server cabinet that would be mounted up here somewhere. The plan is to move
Get
the
rid of
server
the-
rack downstairs. So, and the reason for that is that, well, one, it's going to be real noisy in there by the time that we hook up all the other stuff and everything. Yeah.
But it makes my office warm.
It might be more warm than what you bargained for with all that stuff. Especially by the time that the server and everything goes into it, it's going to run a little.
It'll be cooler downstairs anyhow, right?
It's also true that
Right.
I wanted to move everything to where my old office is, like the office that's connected to the computer lab.
Okay,
Figure
right.
Which is
Yeah,
gonna be the
out of the way.
makerspace and is currently Fleming Neon storage.
Yeah, okay.
I mean, that's something that we can work out though. But the small one would be mounted up here somewhere at wall mounts, so it could be in there, wherever.
It can be
Then-
where the,
Yeah.
like, behind where the current rack is.
6,000 feet of Ethernet cable. I don't foresee having to use that much, but I don't want to come up short. Jacks, wall plates, all that stuff. And then there's the server. So I have a game plan for the server. I would like to be able to set up an Active Directory domain here. So what that allows is for everyone to have their own user account. And eventually would like to put one of these Promax gateways in the other locations as well, so they can all kind of connect back here through the VPN connection, like how it used to be with SonicWall. So then everybody at the other branches will also have their own user accounts. And then no matter where anybody goes, they will be able to use that user account in any one of the branches. Also allows for a few other things. It allows for stuff like file sharing. You can have central storage here. Like you could
That'd be
put,
good.
you
You
could
can
put,
have an intranet.
Can they-
I
Mhm.
love an intranet.
Yep. The Promax Gateway allows for an intranet page so that you can kind of, have your own little internal homepage and everything, a landing page.
Announcements.
They could do like their own Zooms.
Yep.
They could do like Zooms with everybody.
Mhm.
That's another thing that I'm working on. So this past week, I took it upon myself to try and register the library for free Microsoft 365 licensing. So that's it's the Microsoft 365 business basic package. So like it's not super powered or anything like that, but it's gonna give you online Word access, gives you a terabyte of OneDrive storage.
Oh.
You get your own Teams account and everything, so you can actually use Teams to talk back and forth to each other.
Which is like
Mhm.
them.
Yeah,
Mhm.
like it also offers messaging. So like
Mm.
you can, instead of having to text each other, you can use Teams to talk back and forth.
Mhm. Yeah,
And
that's really
encryption and
nice.
everything. So yeah, it's got a lot of plans for this server. The server, it's not super expensive. The one that I'm looking at right now is about $800. But that's
It's a good investment.
there's a lot that we can do.
So this is the proposal for this library, but you were saying it would
Yeah,
be able to be used by all of the libraries.
yes.
Okay,
Eventually,
without them having anything at their
the only thing
space?
that they would have to have is the Dream Machine Promax Gateway on the top of the list there. They would have to have one of those.
So every branch would have to have one of those.
Yes.
Which they're
And-
gonna
and
have
we
to have
really
something.
They're gonna have to have something, right?
Yeah.
Sure, okay, all right.
And then they'll have to have like one of the switches probably. Too.
Mhm.
It just depends on
And
how
cable.
many.
They'll need cable.
Right.
Any questions on any of that?
Looks great.
Yeah.
It's great.
So how the free Microsoft 360
Mhm.
is available because it's a nonprofit, is that,
Correct.
how's that? Okay, very good.
I think it's up to for that particular package, it's up to 300 users.
All right.
Yeah.
I did get a new copy of the tax exemption letter that is way easier to
Okay.
read. So if you need that, just
Yeah, if you can send me a copy of that.
Okay.
then, that'll help.
Now, how that goes, like with their internet, they'll have their own internet site, right?
Yes.
internet's
Like you'll-
website.
Yeah, it's kind of like that. Like just the people from the library will be on it, right?
No, it will actually all work as one.
Okay.
So anybody, like say you're at Neon Library, you could actually, you could connect to a computer here if you needed to.
But it would be just library people.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Just
that's another thing. that the
registered
Dream Machine-
users of the library.
Yeah, it's
the Dream
really-
Machine would allow you
Just-
to
Library staff.
create what's called VLANs. So that allows me to separate out how the network works. So like public facing computers would be its own thing, employee computers would be their own thing. So so none of that would cross communicate like it does now.
Ty is also working at an estimate for a security camera system
Yeah.
for us
I was gonna
Right.
talk
across
about that. later.
across the
because
4 branches.
Ubiquity, the stuff that I'm looking at, they also offer all that kind of stuff.
Oh,
But
okay.
there's a few different options that I wanted to talk to you about on that one.
Thanks.
That's all.
Thank you. Yes, thank you.
We don't have to do anything with this since we know we're gonna
Mhm.
wait till April and
Do we need to authorize purchase though of you said you don't want to wait on the ubiquity, the
No,
cybersecurity,
since it's
the
less than,
ubiquity
since it,
dream machine, but we don't need to prove it since
Nope.
it's them.
and we really need it. anyway.
Right. And will you go ahead and purchase it for all the branches?
It would be. a
Should
better
we?
deal, yeah.
Yeah.
Now, you probably would get a discount if you did that, even if you're not
We'll
ready
go
for it
through
in
and see.
neon yet.
What's his name?
This is directly from Ubiquity.
Okay,
I don't know that
Well,
CDW does Ubiquity equipment.
okay, we can,
I can check with them and see, like I can check with my guy at CDW, see what he can.
is your guy my guy?
My guy's your boss.
Okay. Yeah, I can't remember his name right now, but,
I can't remember his name either.
yeah.
It was Kevin, but Kevin's gone.
No, that was the computer guy. CDW is a different. Oh, wait, I'm thinking of a different computer, a different company.
Yeah.
The,
There you go, all the computers from CDW.
yeah, we got all the stuff for Fleming Neon from a different company.
Oh, okay.
One that you gave me.
Oh, is that job?
No,
Or is it-
or maybe it wasn't. No, I'm wrong. He came to me through E-Ray.
Oh, okay.
Okay. So
We at vouchers?
we are,
Okay.
I put the small stacks on top so they wouldn't get lost and stuck to each other.
Okay.
Start them this way.
We probably need to let
So-
Jeff do his thing too, don't we?
Yeah, you mean Jeff Bryan?
Brian.
Brian, I'm sorry.
Yeah. He'll go by anything,
Sorry,
right?
Brian.
Pretty valuable.
Do you need a hug?
So I understand the importance of doing these vouchers, but I wish that there was a
Way to look at them.
beforehand because it's so much to take in and really,
Well,
I don't,
they're in the packet, the cover sheet.
or in the packet that you email us is what you're saying? Okay,
Yeah, the cover sheets are at the back.
okay. Okay, so we could have looked at this, but I didn't. So I'll just say that.
So
Yeah,
they're back here if you ever
Okay.
need them.
okay, that's good to know. I'll look next time.
But if you guys need me to send those as a separate thing, I mean, I'll
That would be helpful because,
send them out separate.
Yeah.
I think we're gonna have to, as we figure out how to get the checks written beforehand, I think
Right.
it's gonna have to be, everybody sends me their vouchers and I put them into one list for
oh,
the bookkeepers along with the actual invoices.
okay,
So, well, it's
Well-
fluid for right now.
okay, okay.
But we'll figure it out.
And Lee, I'll help you in any way with the treasury stuff.
Okay.
I mean,
Right.
Well, the vouchers are actually administration. So, but we'll get it somehow.
Well, now I don't know if I don't notice if it's on the agenda.
Which,
Well,
Did I
at
forget?
our special meeting, you were sharing with us what you'd learned at the directors meeting. Is it on there?
it's from
Three
the
simple
Helping Hands,
things.
3 simple things is from the Helping Hands.
Okay, all right.
Summit.
Because I'm thinking that will involve spending some money, right?
Not very much, but yeah.
Okay, but still, yeah,
Yeah, yes.
Yeah. you were talking about food and
Basically-
basic stuff, yeah, on a regular basis, yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
Did you guys want me to jump to that?
No, I was
Okay.
just thinking,
Okay.
I was just,
Ahead.
yeah, thinking ahead, I guess.
Well, I've been thinking about, I mean,
Right.
I went to get groceries for myself yesterday and I go to UGO, United Grocery Outlet in
Oh,
Hazard.
and
again.
Hazard, yeah, uh-huh.
sometimes for like canned goods, and they had small bags of apples, well,
Mhm.
bags of small apples for like $3 for two
Okay.
different.
Mhm.
And I got 2 bags, and I am donating those to the
Right, and I
snack
think
table.
some of us might.
Yeah.
Would be happy
Yeah.
to donate
Oh,
stuff.
yeah, for sure.
Okay.
And I've got well, I didn't bring a picture of it, but I've got a little free library. I don't know if I told you that I had made.
Yeah.
And I
No.
haven't put it
Told
up
us that.
yet. It's really nice. I got the plan and I had someone do it. And I was going to actually the colors, but I would be happy to have, the library listed right now. What's holding things up is me painting in little free library on the side, but I mean, I could, but the colors match. And what my first thought was to put it down there at what I will still call the hospital park. It's been renamed, but I choose not to
Yeah.
use that name. But
Oh.
anyway, right by the play area.
Riverside.
Riverside. Okay, there we go. And it's got the
Everybody still
colors.
calls it Riverside.
Okay, but anyway, that playground, I thought that would be a good place
Yeah,
to
it would
have,
be.
Nice,
books. So
yeah.
if you all, the one thing other than me painting that on, and if we wanted to put the logo there, is that I had was going to ask the city if they would put it on a post. I don't, but
Yeah.
I'd be happy to part. I mean, that would be better. I mean, it doesn't need to be
Have
from
you
me.
thought about doing the lettering and vinyl instead of painting?
Oh, that would be,
Yeah,
yeah.
like you can get those
Someone might have a
stickers.
Yeah,
and-
the only thing about that is that it's plywood and it's rough plywood, and I don't know how well it would adhere to that.
Mm.
But yeah, that's an idea. That's what,
You could clear coat after you.
do what now? Put a clear coat out? Okay, well, that's a possibility. I mean, it's really,
Well,
it's,
yeah.
I have
You're gonna-
a stencil and everything, but yes, that would make it quicker and get it done. So but anyway, okay. Do we need a motion? Okay, yes. Jeanette's ready to move on. Okay.
Okay, Jeanette, make a motion,
Jeanette moves to approve
you.
the vouchers.
Second.
and Cheryl seconds. Okay, all those in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, same sign, motion carries. Old business.
Okay.
Brian, you're up.
Mhm.
I hate to wake you up, but
I read through that, and as far as I can tell, it's 2 doors for just under $100,000, but that doesn't include running electrical and putting pole and installation. Is that right?
Yeah, just over, it's 101,600.
Okay.
But like you said, that does not include any of the structural reinforcements, the installation of the doors, electrical, the masonry, if that is the option that is chosen. So I guess, let me just back up real brief.
Right, because some people weren't here at the
Yes,
last meeting,
At the
right? Yeah.
last meeting, it was voted that, the board wanted to, or preferred the rolling door as opposed to the more solid look.
Because the solid flood door is gonna weigh like 350 to 400 pounds, and that would squish a child and some adults.
Yeah, even if you got past the aesthetics, element of it, looking more like a
Jail.
Of a jail.
Cheryl said.
for lack of better terms.
Sorry, you're right.
So it was mentioned about how heavy the door would be in terms of a small child opening that door up, or not opening it up and be standing in the way of that door. So anyway, so it was,
Actually, I've got the
putting this
big
up
one.
as,
Oh, I think I brought them too.
these are renderings that Charlie had provided,
Mhm.
so, that's kind of the look.
Ooh, I like.
Yeah, I like it. Yes, yeah. And then right.
Here's what it would look like, and I
Explain
asked
this.
the
Yeah.
question,
Yeah.
since this is ugly, and I don't mind the back looking bad, so I was like, could we put
Right.
an electric sign, like a big
Marquee.
marquee or
Right.
LED sign
Yeah.
Mhm.
in front of it? And Charlie sent me those,
Right, yeah.
and I think
You like it?
I do. I think it looks a lot better than the big gunmetal gray box.
Right, oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Mhm. And this, the one question I mentioned to Brian as we were coming in is that, in the event of a power outage,
Mhm.
that will be another expense. We'll have to have a generator because it wouldn't roll up. It wouldn't roll down. It wouldn't function, in other
Still-
words. Yeah, if the power was out.
So, really no certain order. Getting back to the quote, which I copied Lita on that, and I'm gonna pass this around. Apologize when I have multiple copies, but I've underlined and circled and tallied the total figure for the door. Like I said, that does not include insulation, structural reinforcements, which is, I think, is going to be pretty significant. And then trimming it out. Charlie sent me this Friday. These are two different ways to support the channel, which the door will slide in. Neither of these two are reflected in that rendering. Here he shows a exposed steel, which can be painted in ice color, and this here is concrete. And then we later talked that, yeah, it probably needs to be wrapped in brick veneer. That's what the rendering shows. But now you'll see there in that quote, the door company had mentioned the height of being 90 inches. And I guess maybe that's okay, but the one stipulation that he mentions of to achieve full hydrostatic resistance, a removable post may need to be required or installed. So, guess we just need to think about that a little bit of how practical that will be. I'm hoping that can be substituted with some structural reinforcement in either of those two side lights.
Yeah.
Or a horizontal somewhere above that 7-foot line in lieu of the post. And he will not know until he does the engineering. So if I would like to engage him with engineering and see where does that take us to, because everything we've just talked about is being kind of hands off, remotely, not having to deploy anything. Well, that stipulation gets us kind of back to where we were in terms of someone would have to install that post, or I'll call it a bollard, so to speak. We use removable bollards from time to time, but so, like I said, and that's based on that width. See, before when we last quoted, and I'll pass this around as well, we were only 36 inches wide.
Right.
Now we're going to 8 feet. So that that kind of brings in that post issue. But like I said, maybe we can, integrate some structural element in those side lights beside the door in lieu of that removable. And once again, we will not know that until he does the engineering. And then another thing I thought of, and I didn't mention this to him yet. I'll pass this around. I know all of you are quite familiar with that front entrance, which the current plans shows us to remove that planar area and then do concrete. And a step there is kind of a secondary or maybe a primary entrance to the front door. I'm not sure how critical that will be, but engineering should tell us maybe if we extended that masonry wall to the main wall, maybe that would reduce enough hydrostatic pressure that would, alleviate the requirement for that post.
But you're waiting on POG for all this, right? For the engineering part?
Well, the door company will do engineering, and that's a line item, $3,250. And I think I'll have to spend that money regardless. You know, there may be some overlap, and I know there will be some overlap, or Poe will still have to be involved to substantiate the integrity, the structural integrity
Right,
of
right.
of our building. But I know we're gonna have to pay the door company their engineering. Anyway,
Right.
so, I don't know how you feel about, you know, and it may not be significant. I just thought that may be a breaking point if they said, well, if you had, you know, that masonry wall to give it some protection and not totally relying on the cooling door. You know, I'm kind of speaking into the future a little bit here.
Right, right.
And that said, on the front, we don't have that masonry wall in the back either. So, you know, it may satisfy one requirement, but in the back, but perhaps, you know, we erected a masonry wall. But he's not considering any masonry protection for his shutter. So, like I said, I don't want him to really head down that path of engineering, you know, anticipating that wall to be extended. So anyway.
Yeah.
And then if you look at Charlie's renderings, they look good. That's very sleek. You see my dotted blue line there?
Yeah.
If you can imagine that being a 90-inch mark.
Sorry.
What he's shown here, I mean, looks really nice, but in reality, that chassis is not that high up.
Oh, you're not gonna have this window space above it.
Right. That upper transom will be obstructed. Now, that's the way it's currently priced, at 90 inches. Now, if I get him to, you know, take that up to 120 inches, what that does, I don't know. But engineering, once again, will tell us. You know,
In other words, that's more extensive engineering before we can.
there is, but I'm willing to go ahead. We have to move forward.
Right,
right.
Yeah.
I just, you know, I need to deliver something for you all. I mean, that's kind of how I feel.
Pressure's on you.
The pressure's on me to, you know,
Produce.
deliver some
But we
products.
need to, but there's a lot of unknowns still,
There is.
right? Yeah.
But there is, but like I said, his rendering shows that up, and hopefully engineering will allow us to do it that way. But if we put it at the 90 inches, that chassis is down below that existing awning. And then I talked to the awning contractor that did that originally 11 or 12 years ago. You know, we talked about the last meeting was to put another awning above to protect the chassis, because the door company says that chassis has to be protected from the elements.
Oh.
So
Yeah.
if you can imagine another awning slightly above that chassis,
It's gonna be around the roof line, isn't it?
right, they have to have enough wall height to extend those braces or rods. So that may entail adding a little bit to that parapet wall,
Right.
just to receive the brackets.
Mm-hmm.
So
Well,
that's a nice look, but
yeah, but it's not what we're talking about right now, is what you're saying.
right.
Right, not
Right.
what the estimate's based on.
Yep. So, but I'm willing to gamble. I'm not a gambling person, but I'm willing to engage this door company, pay them the engineering, and just see what is our best case scenario.
Right, I think that
yeah,
sounds like
me
the
too.
next step, yeah,
Me too.
yeah.
And
That's the only way to move forward, really.
Yeah.
Right,
We don't wanna,
I don't
Because
want
we
to
can
give
sit
you
around and
this,
discuss this.
that's right,
this look, and then
that's right.
in reality,
it's not gonna look like
it's not that
Right,
that
yeah.
sleek looking. Hopefully, it can look like that.
Mm-hmm.
But you know, if they're willing to proceed just with their engineering fee and not a deposit, because they're asking
Oh,
for
I
like
see.
20%, which is, you know,
Oh,
20-some grand. If they will do the engineering and
first and then.
first and stop there, tell us what those results tell us
Mhm.
or reveal, and then
That sounds like the way to go. Is that,
Give us
do
a
we need
ballpark
to,
figure anyway.
do we need
Yeah.
to make a motion about that? Okay,
And I think
yeah,
at the last meeting, it was expressed that way.
Mhm,
just to
sure,
move
yeah.
forward.
mhm,
But, you know,
If I- The problem with the regular flood door instead of the shutter was the weight of the door, right?
mhm.
That was why everybody was worried about that.
that was probably the primary, and the secondary was just the
Yeah.
curb appeal.
Yes, aesthetics, it just
Yeah.
looked like
It looked like
an institutional door or something.
It's like a
So
back door to a mall.
Possibly
Yeah.
have something like a door opener, open it for you. But
It could, and
Yeah.
with the technology, I mean, you may be able to give some further security, but even if it would open on its own, I mean, that's not a big deal. But if a 7-year-old is standing on that, outside that door, and a 400-pound door
yeah.
is opening, that's problematic.
Mhm.
I'm also imagining it like chopping off the kid's hand.
Oh, because when it closes.
Yeah,
So,
because
yeah.
of the weight, and if they,
Mhm.
if they,
Okay, in the rendering with the,
Did you see them?
yeah, not the.
Yeah, you wanna let.
In
let
the
me-
rendering with the other door though, it showed the side light as being, not all the way down, as being partial. Would that make a difference if you went ahead and done the side lights as partial and use the smaller roll down?
I think this, wouldn't the side lights be in the way for the track? If we,
The track is on the other
Excluded
side. of
those?
us.
You have to do full width with a rolling door of 8 feet.
Oh.
Or if we just did the glass door, then we have to do the infield. Now it has to be waterproof. I guess when you eliminate the side lights, go back to the, I mean, yes, you do have more glass than, the other version. You know,
Yeah.
I could envision him saying, yes, if we could block up, you know, midways of that door and put some structural steel in there, then that may alleviate the need for the removable bollard
Post, yeah.
or post. But we don't want to be married to someone going out and setting that post in the middle of the night, because if that
Right.
doesn't happen, then everything we strive for.
Right, all
is
the. What's the name of the door company again? Do you
Two
remember?
words,
Waltz
is-
something, is it on that? Waltz,
I'm just gonna make a motion.
Waltz and Krenzer Inc.,
WAL,
Z,
same as someone
yes,
else.
it is.
yeah, and Krenzer is here.
Okay,
I think I've got that in my email, so.
wonder if they're related. Hmm.
So would you suggest that we, let you, not let you, but,
Authorize you, authorize,
authorize you, to find out, what the engineering for putting in the door that we have selected? And should we do that for the other one as well? Or, I mean, don't know what,
We can,
we need to start with one?
you're talking about
actually,
not post.
we can make a motion to go ahead and contact Wells and
Krenzer. Well, in the minutes, it already says, Madeline moves and Lewis Brothers be authorized to contract with Walls and Krenzer Inc. for the engineering analysis for the proposed rolling door. Does that give
Sounds
you
good.
what you need?
Because we're focused
Okay.
on what we said we were gonna do.
Yeah, and then, I mean, and there's, you know, you can ask Pogue too, but you need this first, don't you? Really,
Yeah.
before you ask Pogue?
yeah, Hope will have to be involved too, but.
Right.
And they are involved, and Charlie's trying to get answers from Brian Scott with Poe. think he had much success last week, so,
So do I hear a second, Cheryl? Because you're.
Just a second, I second that.
Okay.
I mean, I'm seeing into the future and I saw you
Madeline
second.
made the motion, Cheryl second.
Okay. All in
And all
favor?
in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All
All those opposed, same sign. Motion carries.
thank you, thank you.
right. Mhm.
Thank you.
Thank you
On
for.
a much,
yeah.
much lesser note, there's some flowers in that planter area there on Main Street.
Mhm.
Yeah,
So,
the
probably this
azaleas
week, we
and,
need to start digging that out, and so where do the flowers need to go to?
Oh, that's a good question. Down the.
Now-
down the
Seems
road.
like there's about half a
do you
dozen
have,
there.
can you put them in the
I can-
backyard or?
You have some planters?
Yeah, I have, I mean, I could even put it where, you leave Fleming Neon or come in, there's a hillside there.
Oh,
That would be, I mean,
Would you like that?
Sure,
Yeah, that'd
the
be
church
great,
next
yeah.
door planted those
Okay.
for us before Neon Days
mhm.
years ago.
Who
So
did?
if- the church next door,
Oh, okay.
Um,
Oh, okay.
Seth Long's, the one that we share a wall with.
Oh, yeah.
So if we can
Orthodox. Yeah.
share those with the community,
Somehow, yeah.
I could do like a little flower bed.
that would be
Yeah, good for
wonderful.
you.
I can do that.
Mhm.
Cheryl, can I get your phone number?
Yeah.
Mhm.
And before we dig them, I will make sure that you're in town and
Yeah,
go ahead.
I'll get the rototiller out. Oh, 821-5801. We'll get him in there.
821-580.
And then, what about the roses? Are they still gonna be able to stay in the back of the building? The rose bushes?
Yeah, we should
Okay.
be
Bothering those.
following those.
Okay. Just wanted,
Okay, I guess the next item is policy manual.
Okay, I actually have a policy manual and I looked over it and I think I've gotten all the changes. But I need to add the only thing that, let me see, is it still in my packet?
I'll go grab it for you.
Oh, did I leave it?
Ian, I just printed a bunch of stuff. Can you grab that too?
Are you sure? I don't think I left it for you to copy,
thank you,
but she
Brian.
may have stuff.
Thanks, Brian.
What now? Oh, the other, oh, yeah, okay. So,
Anything?
okay, thanks. Talk to your brother-in-law about the
So,
drone and yeah.
I will.
Okay, thanks. So I didn't have copies made for you all, but I've made all the changes that I've gotten so far and I will email them to you. The one
Thank you.
thing that I didn't have was the volunteer policy and Ian says he has it, but for some reason I couldn't find where you had emailed that to me. So I think, the other thing that it wasn't on the agenda, but I will email all the board members the feedback from the evaluations of staff. And then if we can put it on the agenda for the next meeting. I mean, it was good. People rated the atmosphere for the most part very positive. There was no
Wow.
negative, yeah. But there were some suggestions and, specific things from people that they thought would improve things, and I want to share those, so.
Absolutely.
So, I think everyone has done it now. You did one, didn't you, Grace? Okay, all right, so I think it's anonymous, so I don't know who said, or I guess I do know, but it would be hard for me to figure it out, but so that was good. So the policy manual, when I'll email that out today. I want to make sure that the page numbers are right. And I want to get the volunteer policy. I think that's the only thing that I don't have. So.
Okay. I put it on a
Okay.
post-it.
Okay, good. Okay.
Okay, so the next item is bonding library board.
Yeah. What's going on with that?
Haven't even started it, honestly. I got so behind from doing the annual report and all of the other things that
Just put in progress.
yes.
Mhm.
Thank you. I promise, but I'm not gonna promise because
Right, yeah.
I am going to try very hard to get to it this week when I'm not answering questions for the audit. And if not
Right,
this
sure,
week,
yeah.
next week.
Okay, new business.
Cost of living raise, that's one of the things that I just printed.
Well, so have you all talked, and there's not a lot of people here, but you were here, you were at the meeting. What have you thought about the, instead of the raise,
flex
we talked
account?
about the flex account. Have you found anything out about that?
I asked Chris.
Okay, what
Chris
you-
Woods at
Mm.
Holland Clark, and
Okay.
he said we can do that, and there's a couple of different ways. This is what he sent me. But basically, this is what you can use your flex account for and what you cannot use your flex account for. You wanna
Okay.
take one past it? And then, this is, some additional information that he sent me. Basically, we can set it up almost any way we want to. You could do a flex account with like,
Did you get one?
okay.
Oh, thanks.
It
Oh,
can-
okay, very good, very good.
It can
Thank you.
be on a debit card, it can be, and we can do like a lump sum at the
Okay.
beginning of the year, or anytime really,
Yeah,
and then,
Mhm.
um.
Oh,
Oh,
let's
that's
see.
okay. That's okay.
Well, no,
I think they
you
might-
need to see.
I gave him,
Oh, here,
Oh,
there's all
okay.
kinds of, sorry.
Um,
Anybody else need this?
I passed him.
Okay.
okay, yeah, I can print more of these. Well, I can print more of them
Mhm.
entirely. But they said we can
This
do,
Yeah,
we can do, a lump sum, or we can do a monthly allowance.
Wow, this is pretty good.
Yeah.
I always like flex accounts. And they're not taxed,
I
which is
never
what was the
had one.
concern. Were
Yeah.
you at that meeting, Grace, when we talked about this? Yeah, at Blackie.
Yeah.
I mean, not at Blackie, at Neon
Neon
Light,
Light.
that's when we talked about it, yeah.
Um,
And so it wouldn't impact your tax, your income tax. So have you talked to other people, since you're the only, do most people like this idea?
Some like it, well, some are, it's a good idea, but, it's just.
It's just something they don't know a lot about.
If they're not familiar with it.
Yeah,
I'm
have you
sh-
shared this with staff?
Not yet.
Okay,
I'll
yeah.
fax it out. Or send it through
Mhm.
to everyone.
Now, this would be instead of us getting cost of living.
No,
Right.
cost of living raise is separate. This is,
Oh.
This
The
was,
merit,
raise.
right.
I think
Mhm.
it's a good balance, maybe.
So the cost of living raise,
Is-
we decided, yeah,
I'm,
that's,
I'm printing
I'm
those
sorry.
right now.
okay. Can you email, Ian gave me this, but it would be helpful if I had it electronically, so I could just copy and paste.
Yes,
Yeah.
it's
When-
not
yeah.
on,
That's fine, I mean,
Okay.
just, and
I
I'll,
made a note.
okay, good, okay. Terrific.
And,
So I'm sorry, I jumped ahead talking about that.
no, that's fine.
Oh, and I see that the cost of living raises before that, so,
Yes, that's the thing I was printing.
okay,
One of the things I was printing.
Okay.
Let me go.
I would say, as
Mhm.
far as from what I can tell, I think everybody would like it, but maybe they just don't know, but maybe we could try it for a year.
That's what,
That's a
yeah,
good idea.
and then evaluate it.
Don't
Mhm.
like it,
Yeah, doing
then
it.
say, all right,
Mhm.
we're not gonna do that.
That's a great idea.
Mhm.
Yeah.
But yeah, cause everybody seems to say, yeah, it would be a good thing, but I don't know.
Thank you.
So, but I think maybe try it and see
Mhm.
how it works.
Yeah, I mean, most people, if nothing else, are on some prescription drugs. Wouldn't you
Sure.
think? And if you could use it, yeah, I know. Some of us on a lot of
The way
prescription.
I see it, we don't have vision,
Right, so this is,
and everybody.
right, okay, so right down here, eye exams and eye.
Pay
What's the
the
prescription?
money for a
Right,
pair of
right.
glasses when I can buy the cheap ones, But if I had this and I had.
Yeah,
that,
Right.
And I would buy myself
A good pair of glasses, right, sure.
Because,
Mhm.
you know, and that's the way I see it, you know, I would spend that I would come closer to buying something I need for myself.
Right,
Yeah.
exactly. Well, the one thing about flex accounts though is it does go, you know, you have to use it by the end of the year. But there's, you know, what I used to do, and I'm trying to see if it's even on there. Cause they have changed it. Well, I don't know what you could go and buy. I mean, I used to, when I wore contacts, I would go buy up a bunch of contact lens solutions, or I know women who would go buy feminine hygiene products in quantity but I don't see them on here.
Well, if you're on Express Scripts, they keep sending you on your package. So if you could do, if you have Express Scripts, you get prescription drugs.
Right,
Get
and
load up on.
right, yeah. If you accept it, you can't refill prescriptions until they're due is the
Yeah.
thing. So if you had a bunch of money at the end of the year, that's the only thing I'm thinking about. But I think most people, if they did that, you know, orthopedic shoes.
Yeah. You
Wigs.
don't, that's what I'm saying,
Yeah, right.
something that you don't always use up as quickly as they prescribe them.
Oh, there's a lot of stuff on the back. Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't look at the back.
Look at this one.
Yeah, feminine hygiene products, right, exactly.
And
Not that-
there's
All of us use them.
there's a few things
I
that
got
are
a few things.
not, like in the list of ineligible items is down at the very bottom.
Right.
Somebody is ahead of me.
Oh, yeah,
printing,
true.
So I'm gonna switch printers. And they're printing a lot.
Oh, yeah, so I mean, you could get over-the-counter allergy and sinus medication, or there's
Antiseptic, wound cleaners,
sure, you could load up on stuff. if you had money
anti-itch and
left.
sick bite.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Hand sanitizers,
Yeah,
antibiotics,
there's
masks,
lots of
masks.
stuff.
Fascinating. All the
Mhm.
stuff that you can buy with it.
Yeah.
Right, yeah. Okay, so,
I would like it if.
yeah, I enjoyed getting that.
The printing this chart did not work because somebody's ahead of me, so I'm printing
Well,
it.
do we need to? So how much was the merit raise going to be?
Hadn't
Yeah,
decided, but
right. We need to figure that out because depending on how much it is,
it would affect
Could be-
how much.
Yeah.
Find out what the range is, the range amount is.
right, I
'Cause
mean,
it'll be
or,
different for different
well,
people.
yeah, is that how you were gonna do it? You know, what are the different categories of,
Yeah.
Full-time, part-time.
okay, but everyone who gets a merit raise would get the same, is what you're saying?
I hadn't really,
Okay,
I
do you
mean,
want,
It
can you,
does
can you
need some
bring
time to
that?
Think about it,
Yeah, I mean, we're a little bit,
gather.
well, we are
resources.
behind the
Yeah.
8 ball because July is when things should have come in. So that was one reason I mean, I like this idea in general, but we wouldn't have to back up and do that crazy. We're still
Right.
gonna have to do that for cost of living, but for merit pay, we
we
could just
do-
figure out how much it would be per month and
Yeah.
just give it one lump sum at one time. Couldn't we do that
Yeah.
for the year? So that you'd have it in advance for the year. You look skeptical, Ian. What are you thinking?
No, it's not, it's just, no.
Just backing up
Yeah.
is.
No, I'm just.
Oh, you're just thinking. What are
I
you
was
thinking?
Thinking about about flex accounts versus merit raise.
It's usually a
That's-
percentage.
yeah.
What do you think about it? You weren't in here when we were talking about it.
I think it could be good, you know, like I said, for things like, glasses and that kind of thing.
Did you see the
Normally-
back of that page?
Yes.
Yeah, because there's lots of stuff.
Yeah,
on
I
it.
do think it could be good for things like that you normally don't want to spend your money on.
Right, exactly,
Uh,
okay.
At the same time, though, when it takes the place of a merit raise, it kind of feels like it, you know, it is.
It is the merit
It,
raise.
yeah, well, that's what I'm saying is when it takes the place of that, it kind of feels like it's just your money, but you can only spend it on this. You
But it's
can't spend it
limited.
on anything.
But so the advantage and the thing that I thought I'd heard concerns about was that some people, just the amount of money they got in, I think it was cost of living raise, put them in a higher tax bracket.
Yeah,
And this way, this money isn't taxed.
yeah.
So you get to spend it, but it's not increasing your tax burden. So do you feel like you'd be able to spend it?
Well, I mean, yeah.
We don't know how much it is
Yeah,
yet,
I don't
but
know
yeah,
how much it is.
right, yeah, yeah,
Things like glasses, you could spend.
right, easily, yeah.
Yeah. It's just-
Well, let me
Okay.
do some math. If
Okay.
the high side of a merit raise was 25 cents.
Per hour.
Per hour.
Okay.
That's added onto
Mm-hmm.
the wage, then. Somebody making.
Be $520 a year.
Okay,
25 cents would be 528.
okay.
For what? For who? Everybody make.
For anyone who got the
If you-
highest,
If you got a 25 cent raise over the course of a year for 40 hours a week, it would be $520
Before tax.
before tax.
but you're not taxing.
But if we were to give that as a merit
Oh,
raise,
then you'd have to take out the
then the
tax.
tax would come out, which would probably take about a quarter of that.
Which would be,
25.
I think probably you need to look
Okay.
at rates of merit raise increases. You know, maybe you need to look at that.
Percentages instead of,
Just, you know, I
instead
have
of,
a
instead of,
resource for that.
oh, okay. To look at how other people are doing it is what you're saying?
I mean,
Mhm. Have you, in the past, you've done it in terms of certain amount per hour?
we did cost of living as percentages and then,
Mhm.
I have done like individual merit raises.
And how did you do those in the past?
It was usually anything from a quarter, well, a
Sure.
dime to a quarter, because it's not, I mean, it does add up.
Right, $525 for
Yes.
25 cents, yeah. But you think there's probably a better,
I
different-
just think that we need to look at what percentage is a normal percent, what is a common percentage? Because that's really not,
Mhm.
25 cents is not even 1%. Right?
Mm.
So I mean, I don't know. We need to
Yeah,
see
yeah,
that.
yeah.
Well, Google AI suggests a 2.5%,
2.5%.
which would be if, look at my chart.
So we're doing merit and cost of living.
Right.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So if I take somebody that makes $35,000 a year, and I don't think I have anybody, well, I do have a couple that are, so 35,000 times 2.5.
And we need to look at our budget and all that stuff.
We got $2 million.
Would be $875. That's
At 2.5% is,
mhm.
okay. Do you think it would be hard to spend 875? Okay,
Not on medical stuff.
No,
Right, yeah.
But-
especially not on deductibles. or.
Yeah,
Right, because you could use it for your deductibles, sure, yeah. Can you?
yeah.
Yeah, I think so.
I think it's
Yeah,
on
yeah.
here.
Yeah,
Well, it says you can use
for
it
your
for
deductibles. That-
practitioners.
right, that would be great, that would
Yeah, that would
make a
be
huge
great,
difference in the.
because,
Mhm.
reaching that point where the insurance actually kicks in.
Right,
You can use it for a weight loss program,
right, okay.
occupational therapy.
So how much would it be? I'm just putting this down. Are we gonna vote on this or? It would be how much? 800 something?
875
Okay, that's what I
for,
thought you said.
that's 2.5%
Which,
for somebody making $35,000 a year.
right, okay, okay.
And would that be every year, right?
Well, no, it would
It
be
would be-
after evaluations, right?
Yes.
Based on the evaluation each year.
And we're gonna, when you talk merit rises, are you giving everybody a merit rise? Or people
Everybody-
who have done outstanding? Everybody had good evaluations this year.
Mhm. Yeah,
And I'm hoping the chart for cost of living has printed, and for that one, I did. You guys asked for current 2%, 3%, 4%, and 5%. So I made charts. They're supposed to be printing right now.
Okay.
And then I also explored what other libraries in our region are
Mhm,
hiring
mhm.
part-time people at. Perry County is hiring at 12.
12,000 or $12 an hour.
$12 an hour.
I'm sorry, they're hiring at 13. That's my first.
So the cost of living, isn't that established federally? The cost of living raise?
The raise amount isn't, but I think that there is a federal standard for like how much cost of living has increased.
Right,
nationally.
that's what,
But
yeah.
then it's also by each state too, so.
Okay, I couldn't get an
Okay.
amount for Pike County, but Perry County is hiring at $13 an hour. And Madison, which is Berea, is hiring at $13.22 an hour. And then just because we are so far away, Lexington is hiring at $15.46 an hour. So I looked at,
And they do have a higher cost of living than we do.
they definitely do. I looked at what we would need to do to hire at 12 and at $12.50 per hour for part-time. And to bring the part-time people up to it, basically I added the difference to what we have been hiring to what we would be hiring to what the part-time people make now. So we would see how that would affect them.
Mm-hmm. So
And
what do we pay them now? What do we pay part-time?
I started most of our part-time people at $10 an hour.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So
let's
we need
see.
to increase that.
Mm-hmm. Currently, most of them are in above 11 because they've been here for a while.
Mhm.
And Brenda and Missy, who've been here for quite a while, are both above 12.
Okay, so it wouldn't be a huge difference. I
Let
mean,
me go get the charts.
okay, you got it. Okay. Oh, you think? No. Okay.
You think
We shouldn't be discussing everybody's salary with staff.
Oh, she hasn't said who's,
Yeah.
oh, but, well, she did say
Yeah,
who's the
she did say
part-time.
that.
Yeah, right, yeah.
Well, it's public record anyway. I mean,
Yeah.
We see the papers anyway.
Right, I mean, any nonprofit, the
Yeah,
public
Somebody can
access.
file an open record request and get anyone to pay anybody in the public.
You know,
Mhm.
we all know pretty much what everybody wants to see.
Mhm. And
Yeah.
Quite
Sorry,
true.
then.
Especially,
Well-
last year, I mean, everything was, we got all that,
All the staff had
the
everything
staff
laid out.
had everything laid out for
Mhm,
them, and, you know, so we
Right.
know.
Mhm. I think people should know what other, that's, if Lily Ledbetter would have never had a case before the Supreme Court if she hadn't found out, that even though
And
she
we're
wasn't
making-
supposed to. Yeah, someone just secretly, you know who she is? She's the one who got the equal pay for women. And
We're trying.
well, yeah, and then it was done by a.
Oh, wait, let's see that, which one? That's the wrong one.
So I think I need an explanation for this. Does anyone else see? Oh, okay, you got 2% and 3%. I got you. I didn't see that.
Yeah, and then on the second page, it's 4 and 5.
Okay,
I've got-
well, according to the Fed, the cost of living in 2024 is 3.2%. That's what they've adjusted Social Security at. So the 3% is probably closest
Okay.
for COLA, but this is,
Yeah,
that's
we
what
get
we're
with
looking at.
teaching, that's what we get,
Right.
3%.
Mhm.
3% raise.
But now this is,
This is just the part-time people, and I've got
okay,
full-time with the same percentages.
okay, so let's, and so do we need to vote on raising the part-time wage and
Yes,
the
please.
COLA? Okay, okay. Mhm.
I should have printed more of these. I was in a hurry though, so I printed 5.
Yeah.
I'll get. Those when I share them.
Mhm.
And I'll just look off my screen. You all right? Okay. Okay.
It's just a few cents,
I know.
you
Yeah.
know, on the hour.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't seem like a lot until you're the person
It gets it.
that gets it.
It's a morale.
And
too.
sometimes it
Yeah.
also doesn't seem like a lot.
Right, right.
But yes,
exactly.
it's important.
So I
It's
move
important
that
to
we
me when I
adopt
get
the,
mine each year.
right, that we adopt the 3% cost of living increase. What does anyone else think?
I agree.
Okay. What do you think, Jeanette?
Oh, that's,
Okay, okay.
Now people have to eat.
Right, exactly. I said I. I need to.
And
And then we need to, well, let's see. So did you second it?
I did.
So we're voting on whether or not to adopt a 3% cost of living raise.
Cheryl, you made the motion.
I made the motion.
Ms. Cheryl, second.
Seconded. So
All those in favor signify by saying aye.
I,
All those opposed, same sign, motion carried.
look for 3%.
yeah,
would you guys be okay with me raising the part-time new
What would you
wage
think?
to $12.
Well, be the even,
Well, I would also like to, need to,
let's see, where is the,
it's on the one that starts with Becky Adams.
right. So this is the same thing. So this would be for all employees, right?
No, this would just be for the part-time people, since we're gonna raise what we hire part-time people at.
Oh, so this is separate from the cost of living.
Yes.
Okay,
Um,
add to, oh, it's a second set of, add $2, add $2.50.
mhm.
Is that what you're
To
talking
the
about?
part-time people. Yeah.
Okay, so you're proposing that we add $2, not $2.50.
2 or 250.
Okay.
I did both charts and
Right.
really that's up to you guys, but I would like to at least do $2.
Right,
And I
And
know.
it happens in all it happens in education.
Yeah.
People
Right.
come in
I-
making more money than what I came in making
Right.
$10,000. Now, my children come in making more than what I ended up
Right.
with.
right, yeah.
Starting professional salary, I think it's like $100,000 for most,
Mhm.
It just happens.
and that could be 20 years out of date.
Right, so,
When I started as a professional librarian, I was making 25,000 a year, and that was 20 years ago.
mhm.
I started out at about 10,000.
I started out with a master's degree in Letcher County, 3 years experience, $5,850.
1905 in 1986 is what I made with the 2 master's degrees at Hazard.
But
Yeah,
and it's
but
just,
yeah,
it's ways up.
it's time,
Yeah.
that was 35
we
years
don't
ago.
want to
So
slide
you can
our,
buy a new car,
Yeah.
$5,000.
Right, exactly, that's the difference. Okay, so, does someone move that we adjust the part-time
Part-time.
pay?
I move that we adjust part-time pay by how many? What are we-
Adding
Adding
$2?
$2.
And
No, is that $2 an hour? No, it is $2 an hour. Okay, good, that makes sense. Yeah, of course.
And
If
then-
it was 10, it'd be 12.
Mhm.
That's still not much money.
I know. Well, do
Well,
you
can
want
we
to go
go-
with the 250?
they'll get the cost of living
And the,
percentage also.
right, they'll
I
also.
think
get
I'm
the
gonna
cost.
do, I think
Maybe we could do this now and revisit it.
6 months from now.
Yeah,
Mhm.
okay,
Okay,
see how
So-
that goes.
Okay.
$2 for part-time across the board. That way we'll hire the part-time people in at $12 an hour. And if they say, well, we'll make more than that at Walmart, I'll be like, well, go to Walmart. See what you
yeah,
get
oh, I
there.
know, because they're paying like
But Walmart
16.
chooses your average.
Well, that's
Walmart-
true. They don't give them 30, they give them less than
Well, they
30
don't,
hours.
they don't get 30 hours here.
Right.
Yeah,
Oh,
they
you
get-
don't get
they
30
get
hours here. either,
20
okay.
to 24 hours. per
100
week.
a month.
Yeah, less than 100 a month, otherwise. they'll
Oh,
cross that
that's right.
threshold.
Okay, yeah.
Okay,
All right. So did we vote on that? No,
We made a motion.
I second it.
Yeah, so, and then Madeline seconds. Okay,
Okay.
all those in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, same sign, motion carries. Thank you.
thank you guys.
Mhm.
And I know they appreciate it too.
Yes. So
Oh,
we
I
haven't
know they
voted on the flex accounts yet.
Do you want to do a percentage to put in a flex account based on what they make per hour and technically per year? Or
Mm-hmm. I mean, I don't know. You did the charts that way, right?
I did the charts for
Well, we did.
yeah,
We did that. We looked at,
but we can look at the charts also for the flex to decide.
The percentage.
I didn't
Because it,
I didn't do
do
a
it per-
difference for like the difference between like how much it would add to their pay, but I can do that math also.
Right, well, if we, okay, so there were two different ways that you were talking about adding 25 cents per hour. Or doing, and what it said,
And
the average,
It
the,
doesn't even have to be 25 cents. It could be
right, well, the merit, didn't you look up in this, and
Two-
AI said 2.5%.
2.5%.
So I think that if you're gonna do a merit raise, I think that's what we gotta go.
Yeah, I mean,
with,
if that's
don't you
what
think?
that's gonna be, that's,
Yeah.
that's the, that's what.
Recommendation.
Okay, so,
And Legina's suggestion, doing the flex account for a year.
mm-hmm,
Yeah,
Does that sound okay to you?
What do y'all think?
okay,
Handy for me, cause right now I only use 2 eye drops.
because you can't afford them.
No, I mean, that's all my.
That's all you,
That's
well-
all kind of medicine, so but all this other stuff.
you could use that for glasses and stuff? Okay,
You can use it for Band-Aids.
right, yeah, for any of that.
Well,
Allergy
but I
meds.
do have to go to with my eye. right?
You have to pay a copay right now, right?
Oh,
So
yeah.
you
It
could
was
use
a
it for
per-
copays. Yeah.
So, cost of living, I mean, not cost of
Mhm.
flex card would be good for me, but I know some of them have to use, so I won't have to use that. But I could start tomorrow.
So if we're gonna do that, do we do it retroactively,
We can, I can do.
starting in
like-
July?
That's when it's, the fiscal year started.
Yeah, we need to,
Well, we can have a lump sum placed on a flex debit card.
right, that's what I was thinking.
And just,
honestly,
Give it
that
to
would be
them.
only fair.
Thing
Have
to
to
do,
do
yeah,
that.
but the two, yeah, so it would be on their annual salary starting in July, right? So that you
Oh,
would go
this-
back to,
these, the $2 for part-time people and the 3% across the board. Yeah, I can ask the bookkeepers to go back to July for that.
okay, now, does that cause a problem in terms of, it wouldn't cause a problem with the flex accounts, but for
No.
the, because we're doing it late, does that change tax status?
We've done it like, most.
Yeah.
Yeah, most years.
Since
And
I've been
yeah.
working, we've got our.
I can
All
ask
right,
them,
Raise late, we're
Is that
gonna
right?
work on that.
I can, yes, I
It's
can
always
ask
right.
them to do it as a separate direct deposit. If,
That's what they did before.
okay.
Oh, okay,
Yeah.
for the, right, okay. All right, so,
July.
at the rate of, 2.5%. With funds being, put on a flex debit card. Being, right,
Go ahead, go ahead.
yeah,
Yeah.
so you're moving this, I guess, according to this. But anyway, that we award merit raises at the rate of 2.5% of annual salary. With funds being put on a flex, in a flex account.
Yeah.
In a flex account.
For this year as a trial.
Yeah, for this, now I wonder, the only thing I would wonder about is that when we had flex accounts at the college, they expired calendar year.
I can ask Chris
Right.
if it has an expiration date, and
And if we can establish an expression.
Right, yeah, because what we would want to do is be 6/30/2024, right?
Right, that's
Or
what I was
2025,
thinking.
I mean.
Yeah.
Right,
We
so
wanna
that it
get
would
lined
be,
up with that.
yeah.
so we would want the expiration date to be like a year from now, so July, not July. Wow, I'm a little behind.
well, that's okay.
October 31st.
Oh, I don't know, could we
2025?
do that? I don't know if they allow you to do that. I think it has to be calendar year, maybe.
You mean
I don't
as in the fiscal year, you're saying?
No,
Oh, calendar
well,
year.
see, everything was fiscal year for the college except flex accounts.
Oh, okay, well.
So I don't
I'll
know
ask
why
Chris.
that was.
I
I'll
never
ask
had,
Chris how we
I
can do
don't know.
that.
Okay, just check on that
Yeah.
because we don't wanna,
I don't wanna give it to them now and they've
And
got
then-
2 months.
yeah, just have
Yeah.
2 months to spend it. So it might be better to start it in January. If it's gonna
Or-
go through, just, I don't know.
like put
I
a
mean-
Well,
small.
check with Chris.
Yeah.
Yeah,
with-
I'll check with
yeah.
Chris and then we'll figure out the best way to do it for,
The maximum amount of time.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I mean, the very worst, we could put a small amount. in
right,
one
it part of
now,
it now and,
Do the
yeah,
rest after January
right,
or during January. Okay,
okay.
um. So you guys made a motion and,
Yes, and I
Seconded.
say I'll second it. Unless Jeanette wants to.
I don't know what the motion was.
Okay,
For the
moves, Cheryl moves that we award merit raises at the rate of 2.5% of annual salary, with funds being put in a flex account for use for either the calendar year or the fiscal year, whichever is possible.
Second,
Okay.
thank you.
Okay, Janet, second.
Mhm.
All those in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, same sign, motion carried.
Okay. 3 simple things.
Okay.
I am, I went to this, I'm thinking of it as summit, with social workers and other librarians and a couple of organizations in Louisville. And, the main focus was how we can make things better for families so that they don't end up having their kids taken and put in foster care. Like steps that we can do to help with that. And, the 3 things that I would like to do now is to stop charging faxing fees. Nobody sends a fax for fun. It's always social security or medical bills.
I like that.
Yeah.
FEMA, something, nobody is like, let me fax this to my sister so she can color it.
Mhm.
And we do take in probably around $5,000 or $6,000 in printing and fax fees throughout the year.
Mhm.
But faxing doesn't really cost us anything other than that phone line
Mhm.
and paper.
Right, right,
Paper is one sheet.
right, sure, yeah.
So it's not.
Okay, so that's one thing.
Okay. The second thing is, the snacks table. You may have noticed it on the way in. I'm not planning on putting huge amounts of candy or little Debbie cakes in there. It's fruit and cereal bars. Basically protein, stuff that fills people up, and, providing snacks can help the people that have food insecurities.
Mhm. Mhm.
And then the third thing is, feminine products in
Mhm.
the bathrooms, because that's another insecurity thing for people that don't make a lot of money.
Very good. So if we want to donate
for it.
healthy food items,
Yeah,
we
bring
can
them
do
in.
it, okay.
Yeah, set them on the table. Like I donated 2 small bags of apples.
Mhm.
We actually, the stuff that the library purchased last week, I got some like cereal bars and little fruit chews from, and a few other things.
Lots of stuff.
We've got them in the workroom and I'm putting them out as it empties, and
Right.
people are taking it, like the apples have gone and the oranges and really all of it. I bought some like cherry tomatoes on clearance
Mhm.
at Food City and brought them and washed them and put them in snack bags, and those went,
Mhm. Good.
I think maybe the same person took them all, but I'm okay with that because
Mhm, yeah,
if they
yeah.
need them,
Yeah. Right,
Yeah,
right.
Sally, don't.
Yeah.
Sounds delicious
Can,
right now.
Right, can people eat in the library?
yes.
Okay,
I only ask that they don't take their like sloppy foods to the computers.
right, sure.
But if they've
yeah.
got a bag of chips,
Mhm.
I'm not gonna
Well, good
tell
for
them not
you,
to eat
Alita.
it.
Yeah, that's good.
Good for you.
Thank you.
Mhm.
I never
Yeah,
had a
those are good
librarian like
ideas.
that.
Mhm.
Oh, there's a lot of us. And then at some point I'll tell you about my 2 big ideas once I've got them rolling.
Okay, good.
That's really all I have, except the audit tomorrow. We're doing some trunk or treats around the county, I think.
There's tractor.
What about the
coming in.
adult costume party? I know some people that are excited about
We're
that.
calling that a grown-up costume party because I said adult costume party and.
Oh, and you thought we were gonna have some risque.
Like adult.
Yes, okay, a grown-up costume party, okay. Well, then they may not wanna go. No,
I did tell one person they could dress as a sexy nurse, but I told him he couldn't have anything showing.
Right, of course. Shoot. Okay,
I
yeah, so that's on October
oh.
28th, right? And so,
think so.
Yeah.
And then there's the thing for ARH tonight. Kelly is doing a meditation and relaxation breathing as part of ARH's breast cancer stuff
oh, okay, where's that gonna be?
here
Oh, okay,
downstairs in the big
okay.
room.
What time?
It starts at our regular yoga time, 5:30, but we're going until 7, and I'm the person staying for that.
Okay,
And then H has also got
Different
a
to drive.
driving class.
yes, I'm signed up for that too, on the
Yeah,
same night
I
as
got
the
my note
grown-up
about
Hall. I
that.
guess I'll wear my
Isn't that's not
flapper
the
out.
same night, is it?
It's, well,
It's
October
30th.
20, oh, is it the 30th? I thought it was the 28th is
It's
on my
next
calendar.
Monday.
Is it what day's Monday?
It is, these,
It's 30th because,
Yeah,
no, it's not. It's the
28th.
28th, that's what I thought.
oh gosh,
Okay.
I told her about 30.
not 28,
the 26th.
Okay.
The 30th is a Wednesday, that'd be okay.
26.
Yeah,
26th.
but I have it
And
down on the
28th
28th.
is
That's when
how-
I registered for it here. But that's
Oh,
wrong.
you registered for,
Did they
Yeah, I
register the
registered.
28th? Did she tell
I
you?
think so because I found.
I registered too, and I forgot what I did.
you came back and told me that you wanted it on that Monday instead, so I
Yeah.
changed it on the calendar, on our
So it is,
calendar.
I put it on my calendar for, Monday, so the 28th.
Okay.
But the Halloween party is the 26th,
I
okay.
think I told the paper the 20th to 30th.
Oh, you might need to,
Well, when they registered, they should get the
Yeah.
correct date, right?
Yeah, yeah,
And-
they have to register.
Since,
Right.
since registration is not going through us, I think we
Right.
start the charging for stuff, things.
oh, okay,
Okay.
yeah, okay. So
Mm-hmm.
it's doing a special yoga session with ARH.
Are you doing like registrations like through, just through you or through like
He
Eventbrite
sent-
or?
He sent,
For-
for the defensive
for
driving, it
events.
gets a, is that what you're talking about? You get a discount on your insurance, that's why
But
I.
you gotta
did it.
go through the insurance.
For
company to
years.
register
But
for
he
that.
sent
Okay.
it through Messenger on Facebook, didn't
Okay.
you?
Yeah,
Okay,
I didn't know it would give
so-
a discount.
yeah, that's why I, I mean,
There's
not
also
that I'm sure I could use.
Oh,
For the class. Our
Yeah.
stuff, if it's like the painting classes, we do registration through Eventbrite.
Okay.
I think that's the only thing we require
Just the
registration.
painting
for.
classes. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay.
Okay.
Right.
The only, well, the next board meeting is November 18th.
And it's gonna be here
It's
again?
gonna be here. And then the library Thanksgiving dinner for staff, volunteers, board, anybody, staff and volunteer families.
And that's
it's-
potluck, right?
It is. Unless you want to, Lena would always bring stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So that is November 26th.
Is that Tuesday?
It's a
Okay.
Tuesday. We start at 6. We close this library is usually open until 7 on Tuesdays, but that night we close at 5. It'll be downstairs in the big room. You guys are all invited. Can't think of anything
and I've
else.
got one,
What is that?
I have to retire.
Oh.
My pencil came back, so.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Okay, but I put it up for the last minute. So, but that's, yeah, I hate to do that, but
You feel like you need
not
to.
bad on girls. But,
So what's the
Listen.
process? So you say, I mean, resign from
Yes.
this position, okay?
so you are officially.
Because I'm vice chair?
Mhm.
I thought I was secretary.
are?
I think Jeanette's vice chair.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, Yeah.
I'll make it really easy.
Yeah, I've got to remark, too.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
But that's one of the things I've got to go to Cleveland and
Are you
go
going to
Cleveland.
Cleveland Clinic? Good.
Good for
Good.
you.
And
Mhm.
can I get you to, in writing?
yes,
your
I'll
okay.
do. Sure.
Okay.
Okay,
Oh, we're
because
so
I have to turn that into Kentucky Department for Libraries and Archives, and I'm so sorry to see you.
Yeah, yeah,
I've enjoyed it,
You should come to our
Mhm.
Thanksgiving dinner.
yeah.
but,
When are you gonna go up the road to Cleveland Clinic?
November 10th.
They are wonderful. I took my mom there.
I've been there,
Never,
and they put me on it. It
Mhm.
worked for 2 years, so.
I know, right, right. You had.
But you
Mhm.
gotta do what you can.
Yeah,
Mhm.
and,
best of the best there.
yeah, Dr. Beatty and Dr. Stacy both said that the cancer was so rare that first case they've had.
Wow.
So I'm-
So I bet Clevelandsville has seen,
Yeah, yeah.
At least
they have more
a few
experience with it.
others.
Yeah.
Yeah, she knew about the field for the breast cancer.
Mhm.
So it's worked for 2 years. I'm so upset.
Right.
If we can do anything.
Oh,
let us
okay.
know.
Yeah.
I appreciate it.
Please let us know. Yeah.
I just hate giving it up.
I know you do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, we'll be thinking.
Well, we
of
love
you.
working with
Yes,
you.
Yeah. Thank you. for
I've
your
enjoyed it
leadership.
with y'all. And my
So
friends.
what's the process? Do you?
I have to write a letter resigning.
Right, and then you have to find 2 more.
I don't think it works that way with people that resign.
Oh, really? We just keep,
It's different since that law was introduced that requires, well, gives the circuit.
The fiscal.
The fiscal court power to choose. So I actually have to contact the Kentucky Department for Libraries and Archives
Okay.
and see what our next step is.
okay,
I think the way it works with somebody with an unfilled term is
mhm,
either the fiscal court or KDLA make suggestions.
Okay.
And if you don't mind, can you put in there why you're resigning so they know? I know that they know it's not us,
Yeah.
but
yeah,
For health reasons.
for
mhm, right,
covering our stuff,
Well, keep it. Well, then,
mhm,
I appreciate that.
okay.
And as soon as I find out what we need to do, I will let you guys know. Okay.
all right,
Thank you all. Have a
We
good
love
day.
it. Yeah,
I know.
we're with you.
yes, we'll be thinking of you. Keep in touch,
I will,
yeah.
Yeah.
as much as possible.
So-
Okay, who moves that we adjourn?
I make a motion, we adjourn.
Okay, okay,
Who
I learned to
seconded it?
do that, hadn't I?
okay,
Thank you so much.
yes, thank
All
you.
approved?
Yes, yes,
Ah.
okay, all right.